All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, as always, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashim Shai, Wahar Kodash, which Yahweh, that's the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, that's whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is his true name, and the Ruach Kodash, that is the Holy Spirit. I also want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all you brothers out there. And I just want to get into a lesson. Wasn't able to make it to class today with the brothers. Had some stuff going on. Had a lot of work to do, and the Spirit still said, to do a lesson, and I've been wanting to do an open forum prophecy lesson for the past few days since so much is going on. All right, you see, a lot of things happening. Of course, you got I'll say this: even though that port strike ended up being halted, all right, but you had that situation occurred, all right, and the scripture, which Lord willing I'll get in a little bit, it reminds me of when they say when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come. All right, even though everything's a-okay now, everything's getting pushed back. All right, eventually at some point, look, those strikes, I guess you could say the goods are going to eventually stop coming into America. All right, because there has to be a famine. The scriptures say in the book of Isaiah, what the vintage shall fail, right? Meaning the goods. So that has to occur. You see, but you got that whole situation happening. Of course, you have the whole conflict between Israel and Iran happening now. All right, you have all these false prophets, arising. You have natural disasters. You see, a lot of things are happening. But I'll say this, as the scriptures say, these are just the beginning of sorrows, though. All right, because look, before this place gets completely destroyed, the one thing that has to be pushed to the entire world is the MOTB. All right, that has to occur. That prophecy must take place, all right, before the absolute destruction of America. You see, all right. So I'll say this now. Of course, it's beautiful, and that all these things are happening. All right, gets you happy and joyous. All right, but look, the end is not yet. All right, there's still a lot that needs to happen. A lot of things have to occur, before the end really hits. You see, but let's get this. This is Matthew 24, and I'll start at 4, and it reads here, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, or I am anointed, because that word really Christ goes into Mashiach, which means being anointed. So I'll say this: you actually have some people that'll say that that they're the Messiah, that they're JC, right? You have a lot of bug outs like that. But I will also say this: you have a lot of these Israelites saying that they got the truth when they really don't. Okay, and they're being exposed right now. You see IUIC, constantly getting exposed for their BS. You got guys such as the Sakari, Deacon Akar, the Hassad, all right, so on and so forth. I call them the New Covenant gang. They say that they're Israelites, but really these guys are a bunch of bug outs, man. All right, they're a bunch of false prophets. You see, and it says here, and shall deceive many, which they do. Look at IUIC's following, ISUPKs, Sakaris, so on and so forth. They got a lot of people, tricked. But as the scriptures say, I believe it's in Job, if I'm not mistaken, it says the deceived and the deceiver are his. Really, Yahweh Bashim Shai got all of these guys in a trick bag, every single one of them. And eventually they're going to get put to death, man. You know, but right now they're, you know, I'll say this, we're in the phase where these guys have to get heavily exposed, all right? So people know that these aren't the real men of the Lord. You see? Just like Esau, man. You know? He's being made bare. And all his minions too, man. Okay? Let me keep reading. Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And that's what we see right now. Okay? All this conflict worldwide. You know, you got, like I said, the main topic right now is what's going on out there in the state of Israel. You know, you got Israel. You know, they had their attacks on Hezbollah. All right, and vice versa. You know, Iran's getting involved. And then eventually, you know, we know that because it says what? Let me get this. Let me see if this is how it's worded. It says like the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right, yep, let me get this. This is Jeremiah 49:20. It says here, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, that he had taken against Edom and his purposes, that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. It says, surely the least of the flock, meaning those Amalekites, okay? Hey, those small hatters, as we call them, all right, shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolation with them. The point being, though, why I brought that out is, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. And that's, these Amalekites are pulling everybody into World War III, because eventually what's going to happen is these Israelis are going to attack, Iran at some point. All right. And then who backs up Iran? Russia. And then when Russia gets involved, the United States is going to step in. And then all these, people who are allies of these great superpowers, they're eventually going to have to, get into the battle. Okay, you see? And it's just going to be World War III. All right, let me get that real quick. Because the scriptures say in the book of Revelation, it says right here, I'm going to get both of them. This is Revelation 9:12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And that's talking about those world wars, okay? You see, that has to come to pass as well. You know? All these things have to happen before Yahushai's return. Okay? But that main thing, that has to be, implemented throughout the four corners of the world is the RFID microchip. Okay? The mark of the beast. And I'll say this, that technology isn't mainstream yet. Okay? All right, because if you ask a lot of these commoners out here about the chip, a lot of them have no clue what you're talking about. Or if they do, they just think it's something that's going to be in the future, or something out of a sci-fi movie. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people have no clue, what it is. I was talking to the brother Koala about it out here in Chicago, and he has the chip sign basically, and he says, people look at him like he's got three heads. No one knows what it is, but eventually at some point it's going to be mainstream. They're going to push it. And look, I'll say this, once your favorite celebrities, all right, start endorsing it, start pushing it out there, oh, it's coming quick then, man. Okay, you see? But these things aren't really here yet, so we still got some time in this place. I don't know how long, but we still got a little bit of time. We got to keep pushing though. All right. But I'll say this, things are happening, things are moving quickly. Okay? But you got to remember, we're on the Lord's time. All right? So the Lord's time, it's, it's longer to us. It may take a year or 2 years, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's still, that's still fast, though. You see? But in the meantime, hey, let's continue to get ourselves together. All right? Hey, we want to be spiritually prepared to the best of our ability. Okay? All right? Because, hey, once this stuff hits, it hits, man. That's it. That's all the. I'll say this, all the works you put in, that's it. You can do no more. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the time is now. All right, that oil, that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you have, whatever you got, that's what you have when that day comes. You can't collect more. You see? Hey, so we got to seek the Lord while He may be found. We really got to get ourselves, together before this shit hits the fan. Okay, but let's keep reading. This is Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay, it says, for nation shall rise against nation. All right, and that actually goes into ethnic groups. Eventually, there's going to be race wars out here. And America is very divided. Especially, I'll say this, hey, these all American, Edomites, those constitutionalists, all right, they're starting to see, their white privilege, slip, man. They're losing houses, marriages, you got to remember how these Edomites live. They had got, summer homes, boats, all right, so on and so forth. These things are slipping, man, from their hands. Okay? And they see all these other nations, coming in and basically, snatching things up, so to speak. They see all these East Indians coming in, Chinese, Arabs, all right, these Latin tribes. And I'll say these other nations are starting to do good now, and that's making them mad. So eventually, there's going to be an all-out, a war. You know what I'm saying? Because when things get serious, all right, you'll see how quick people run back and click up with their own kind. All right, but let me keep reading. It says, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. And like I said, eventually, look, hey, those famines will hit. Even though this whole situation with these at these ports, with the with all those workers going on strike, even though it's come to a halt and they're pushing everything back, all right, like I said, eventually famines will hit. Look, because look, the scriptures talk about how there's going to be no work for Egypt. If there's going to be no work, that means goods aren't going to be circulating as well, and that's going to create these famines. And best believe these famines are definitely orchestrated. Because look, the elites, they own all the unions, man. All right, the elites own all the all these companies. All right, all these shipping companies. They own all the docks. Even if it's, I'll say this, even though it might not necessarily be in their name, they got everybody in their pocket. Okay, all they got to do is make a couple phone calls to whomever and get the ball moving. All right. You see? It doesn't take that long to shut America down. All right. Hey, but I'll say this. Hey, once those famines hit, these people are about to bug out and lose their mind. You know? Because these people, they can't survive a day without eating. And these people, man, it's not even just food that they need. These people need cigarettes, weed, fentanyl, all right, whatever prescription drugs they're on, all these antidepressants. And you know what I'm saying? They need the liquor. If they don't get this, they're going to bug out. They need social media. You see? And that's going to create, all this chaos. And that's when you're going to see all this fighting, all right? Between people in this nation. All right? But I'm going to read it again. It says, and there shall be famines and pestilence, which goes into diseases. All right? And we know the CDC and whatever, facilities that are out there, they got all these diseases, man, just waiting to be unleashed. It says, in earthquakes and earthquakes in diverse places, and all these are the beginnings of sorrows. You see, these are just the beginnings of sorrows. This isn't the end. All right, it's gonna get worse. Look, all these robberies that you see, this is just the beginning. Because they're doing it in the green tree. So how much more when they really gotta really survive out here? Look, you're gonna see more kidnappings, more home invasions, all right, more human trafficking, more murders, more assaults. You're gonna keep seeing that. Like even out here in Chicago, this morning, somebody got shot on the expressway, died. One person, who knows what they're on half the time, got on Lakeshore Drive, which is basically like a highway out here in Chicago. All right, they got on the wrong ramp, going the wrong direction. Okay, ended up crashing. I don't know if people died, but I know people were fatally injured. Or not fatally, but they were critically injured. Okay? These people are bugged out here. People getting stabbed and shot on the trains. This is a common, thing every morning. I turn on the news. The main reason why I'm turning on the news is actually to hear, the traffic report. That's the main thing I got to listen to. But then I hear all these other things, and I'm like, God damn, man. This all happened a few hours ago. This is the start of the morning. Like I said, this is a common thing now. But it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse and good. Cause hey, let me get this now that I mentioned it. Cause before we get into the kingdom, this place has to be utterly destroyed. All right. This is 2nd Ezra 4:26. Then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteneth fast to pass away. All right, and this present evil world is passing away very, very fast. All right, and good, because what does the scripture say in Ecclesiastes? Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. Hey, we're living in beautiful times. This is the end of America, the end of Esau's reign. Good. Why do you want to stay in this place anymore? Every day you got to go to work. Your food is poisoned. The air is polluted. You got, let's say if you have children, they got to go to school. And then, who knows, what kind of people they're around. You just got to pray to the Lord that they're safe. You know what I'm saying? Then you always got to check up on them. See, we don't have to worry about that in the kingdom, I always, ask my kids, is anybody messing with you? Did anybody touch you? I'll ask them that, periodically. Because you never know, man. And it ain't just the men, too. So a lot of these females are doing that to these children. Look at all these teachers that are getting caught, having sexual, intercourse with their students. They're all women. I don't care if they're old or young. Because you have some, 25-year-old, getting on, one of these, these kids. 23-year-old, 24-year-old. You know what I'm saying? It's a demonic place that we live in. This place got to be destroyed, man. You know? Hey, oh, man. So, like I said, this is just a couple things that come to mind. Why would you want to stay in this place? Your woman's, you didn't meet her as a virgin. You know what I'm saying? She's already been used. You know what I'm saying? This place is terrible. This is why we need the kingdom. Then you deal with these mental demons in your mind. You got to combat that. Fight the flesh nonstop. It's very tiring. We need the kingdom, man. So we can be saved, from everything. That's why we got to keep sighing and crying, all right, to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai every day to get us out of here. But let me keep reading. It says, back in 2nd Ezra 4:27, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come, for this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. But as concerning the things whereof thou asked me, I will tell thee. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. Okay, and we see it. The evil sowing. The alphabet communities everywhere. Feminism. Unruly children. All right. Democracy. Unrighteous, decrees, meaning laws. Oppression. Taxes. Okay? This is what's out here. Diseases. People got STDs. And that's on the rise too. And the reason I'll say this, just a little side note, the Lord's punishing these freaks and creeps out here, man. So all these people want to do is get into these weird orgies and gangbangs. Okay? A lot of adulteries going on. A lot of these people are into, homosexual activities. And I'll say this, a lot of these guys are into bisexual, freakism. A lot of these women are into this bisexual freakism. And then what's getting so crazy out here? A lot of these people are getting freaky with animals too, man. With dogs, cats, sheep, pigs. I'm not joking either, man. This was really going on out here. America is full of creeps and freaks, man. That's why it's got to be destroyed. Let me keep reading. It says, if therefore, this is 2nd Ezra 4:29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. You see, this place got to be utterly destroyed before any good could come. And this is what we're waiting for. And it's so beautiful because the Lord is showing us these signs. Things are happening. But we just got to be patient. That's the main thing. To be patient, because we don't know, all right, when Yahweh is going to send Yahweh Shai back. Now we know it's close. Okay? All right, we know it's close. But like I said, it may take some time because, like I said, this has to happen. This is the main focus. All right? Everybody that calls themselves a prophet needs to be focused on this particular prophecy. All right, I'm going to get it. This is Revelation chapter 13. Okay, I'm going to read up a little bit above it though. I'm gonna get Revelation 13. I'm gonna start at 11. Main point is in 16 and 17, of course, but I want to get 11 though. This is Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. All right, and those two horns represent the two political parties. Okay, and in this time period, you have what? The Republicans and the Democrats. Okay, and every time you hear them, you know, in their debates, and when they're making these speeches, right? You know, they sound, peaceful. They sound promising. All right. They sound like a good guy, right? But really, when you look into their, their actions, what they're, signing into law, what they're really about, or when you really, read, between the lines, hey, these people are deadly. Okay, that's why it says what he had two horns like a lamb, and that lamb, like I said, represents what, being that peaceful creature. But really, in reality, they're what? And it says here, he spake as a dragon, and the dragon's a ferocious, a creature. All right, everyone knows that. You see. Let's keep reading. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And basically, that's going into how America, all right, came out of Rome. Okay, this is Rome 2.0, and they practice all, the same, things basically. All right, out here they push what, Latin. Okay, they push Slovakia. My bad. Got a text in, but basically, they push, Latin. All right, they push, basically that Roman architecture. You see, they even in a lot of schools, they have classes that are geared towards just specifically Greek mythology. I remember a high school that I went to, that was actually one of the courses for one of the semesters, just strictly Greek mythology. Which basically Greek mythology, and Roman mythology are the same thing. Point being though, they push that. I remember that to this day. Okay, you see. Let's keep reading. This is Revelation 13 and 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the. It's like he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. All right, and that's going into when they, drop those atomic bombs. And then eventually they're going to do what? Drop those thermonuclear missiles, man, which is a far greater, bomb or fire, right, than the atomic, bomb. Far greater. And those atomic bombs were super destructive. So how much more these thermonuclear missiles, man? All right? And this is why people should be afraid. Because the Lord is, as the scriptures say, he's basically sharpening that sword. All right? The Lord sharpening that sword, and that sword is Esau. He's gonna basically give it to the into the hands of the slayer. I think that's in the book of Ezekiel. I know I'm butchering it a little bit. All right, but point being though is, the Lord has given this technology to Esau to use it to really be that tool. All right, that the Lord's going to use to punish the people. You see, there's going to be a great destruction in this world. The slain of the Lord shall be many. You know what I'm saying? You got all this, all these missiles that are gonna drop, all this warfare. And then of course, ultimately, you're gonna have Yahushua come back. telling you, man, we want to be on the good side of Yahweh Shem Shai when this stuff occurs. That's why we gotta really get ourselves together, you know. Because I'll even say this, I know it's exciting when you hear all this news happen. Like I said, these things with the ports, and we're just waiting for that big event to happen so all hell can break loose. But I'll say this, when because like I said, they pulled back on it. They said, hey, we're gonna continue work, and I believe they said January is when if they don't make a deal, right, that's when the strikes are gonna happen again. But I'll say this, when situations like that happen, that means we got more time to prep ourselves. You know what I'm saying, spiritually speaking, and we need it, okay? Because we all have flaws in us. We all have character flaws. We need to get better. You know what I'm saying? We need to continue to put more work so the Lord can accept our sacrifices. You see what I'm saying? So it's actually a good thing, that we do got a little bit of time, so to speak. Now, of course, we want to hasten the day. Don't get me wrong, because I don't want to, people to get the wrong impression of what I'm saying. All right, but I'll say this: take advantage of that extra time. All right, that the Lord's given us. Just want to clarify that and put that out there. Salaki, if it sounded a little bugged out. But this is back in Revelation 13 and 14 now. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of men. All right, and this guy is gonna come with a lot of left-handed magic, man. Through his technology. Cause that chip, man, that's gonna do great wonders, man. Look, I've been seeing a lot of video clips, a lot of news articles with this chip, and this stuff is getting to the point where it's literally destroying cancer cells, man. All right, this nanotechnology, right? It's destroying these cancer cells. It's allowing people who are blind to start seeing. All right, and people that have that are let's say like an amputee, right, and they get that those prosthetic arms, right? If that thing is mechanical, and you put a chip in somebody's brain, that chip can link up with that prosthetic arm. In whatever that person's thinking, right? I need my arm to to move to the right or to the left. It'll do it. Or I need to make a fist. It'll do it. We're in that time period, man. Then these people are gonna take it too, because look, I mean we've seen it. All these different banks, different credit card companies, they keep getting hacked. All right, their systems keep failing. And you see what they're gonna do is eventually say, look, we have a device here that is we have a device here that everyone needs to take, and it's gonna have everything on there, all your information. Look, it's gonna have your banking information, so no one can hack into your stuff. Oh, we know that you're an actual citizen of the United States, because mind you, they're purposely letting all these migrants come in. And we're not just talking about these Venezuelans, all right, the Haitians, because they always love to put Jake, all right, as the face of evil. But look, man, you have the majority of the migrants that are coming in are actually Chinese, East Indian, Arab, from let's say like Syria, all right, Iraq. You got these Sudanese coming in, so on and so forth. And look, man, when the time comes, there's gonna be all this chaos happening. You're gonna have an attack, from the inside, so to speak, right? And they're gonna say, look, we don't know, who's who. So here's your identification. It's on this chip. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna have your medical records, all sorts of things on that damn thing. Probably have Wi-Fi on it too. You gotta remember too, man. They got all these companies, right? You know, these glasses. You know, these glass. You know, for your glasses and all that. They're they got all these I don't even know what you want to call it, but smart glasses, for lack of words. All right, out there right now. Ray-Ban has them. All right, I just seen the contacts that are like bionic, contacts. This stuff is all bugged out, man. See, Esau is pushing that transhumanism. Those are those miracles, and it's deceiving these people out here. You see, that's all that left-handed magic, man. Because it's making these people bow down, all right, to the beast. They're saying that basically Esau is better than the Most High. That's how they feel right now. All right. Let me keep reading. Back in Revelation chapter 13, verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. And the image is not just like, it's not talking about, white Jesus, all right, white JC. No, it's talking about the ideologies and philosophies of this place. If you don't accept what this place pushes, all right, they're eventually gonna put you to death. Right now, what they'll do is they'll ban you from certain platforms, right? Let's say if you're popular on YouTube or Instagram, whatever, right? Twitch. If they catch you in a scandal, that they'll remove you. Okay? You know what I'm saying? It's basically that what do they call it? That social credit. People will boycott you, right? But eventually, it's gonna surpass that. It's gonna get to a point where, are you gonna bow down, take this chip, accept this system? Or if you don't do that, we're gonna put you to death. See? Let me keep reading. And it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth, and that word causeth in the Greek is pieo, and it means basically form, fashion, and construct. All right, which pretty much means this guy has pre-planned these things. Okay, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, and that's how we know that this RFID chip is the mark of the beast, because in order to get it, you have to have it, inserted into your flesh, and it's going to be the new form of currency. And right now, everything is turning digital, anyways. Paper currency is it's pretty much done. All right. There's only like 10% of the world's currency in actual physical form now. Everything's digital. Everything's either on your debit card, all right, or it's on on your phone through like Apple Pay, what is it, Android Pay. It's rare when somebody uses cash anymore, and a lot of places they don't even accept it. That's out the picture. You see, they're getting everybody, geared towards this way of living. All right, this new age, this new era. You see, but like I said, all these things are coming, man. It's coming down the pipeline. All these little events that we see. A little thing here, a little thing there. This is ultimately leading to that right there, what we just read. And we just got to wait and be patient. And who knows when it's going to come. But we just hope that, you know, we're on our watch and that we're ready. Okay? Scriptures talk about watching and praying. That's what we need to be doing. You know, constantly praying to Yahweh Shemi Shai and watching things that, that's happening in the world. So we know what time, period that we're living in. Okay? All right, hey, but that's pretty much it. Just wanted to do a quick lesson because, like I said, I wasn't able to make it to class. Just wanted to, touch on a couple things. Hopefully, it was edifying. And with that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, also double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all you brothers out there. Shalom.